After implementing the African Cassava Whitefly project since 2014, National Agricultural Research Organization, Naro, has bred 2 cassava varieties that can resist cassava mosaic disease and cassava brown streak disease. Cassava brown streak disease causes rotting of the tubers, leading to loss in yield and quality, while cassava mosaic disease causes shrinking of the leaves, which in turn leads to low yield.
We are tackling the whitefly, and if we tackle it, we can reduce the problem of mosaic and the problem of brown streak. So from 2014, the first thing we did was to build the capacity of Ugandans. And we trained so many young men and women into different sciences, modern science at the current dispensation of research. So we have trained over 5 scientists at PhD level, and they are in Naro, and they're working with us in Naro. And they're supposed to steer this fight to conquer the problem of whitefly.
The African Cassava Whitefly project aimed at finding solutions to the whitefly that acts as a vector to cassava brown streak disease and cassava mosaic that causes yield loss.
The second one is a variety still having a breeder code name, UG120/193. It is also has some level of whitefly tolerance, but is very good for food and industrial purpose. These are 2 varieties which Naro has in the pipeline to be released anytime soon. When these 2 varieties are released, our hope is that the whitefly problem and the rotting we are seeing in most of the local varieties.
Cassava is a very important crop for food security and improving the incomes of the farmers, but people in the cassava growing regions have remained poor.
The management of cassava, farmers have always allocated the most infertile marginal soils for producing cassava, and they produce cassava mostly off-season. They give priority to other commodities. So the potential of cassava as a crop has not been exploited properly. Secondly, of course, the seed system, I've said, is still very, very low. And one other thing I've told you is that most of our farmers in our communities produced cassava as a traditional crop for food security. It's just planted, staying in the bushes there for so many years, waiting for famine, and then they harvest. When actually our newly released varieties mature within 9 to 12 months, you should be able to grow, harvest quickly, market, and then put another crop in the same land. So in that way, you can generate money actually faster. So,
National Agricultural Research Organization has now advised farmers to embrace the new cassava varieties that are resistant to diseases, but also high yielding.